Peace. So I am being called to action right now. I have a message to deliver to a masculine that is in need, desperate need of a message of encouragement. Spirit has, yes, appointed me to deliver at this time. This masculine spirit has described as a dark angel. This person does not feel like an angel. In fact, this masculine feels like quite the opposite, and is currently in a place where they are probably masking it, are in a state of despair, and mental overload. There's been a lot of things that have been processed here recently that are just difficult, and spirit acknowledges that, but the message is to make peace with your past and know that you were always destined for more. And so more is what you have aligned with. More is your portion. And as such, you are being cosmically supported and escorted, Spirit is saying, to your destiny. And that no matter what you've done or where you've been, you're still worthy. You're still worthy. I got this card. The number 10 is significant. The numbers 44 might be significant as well. What else came up a few times? Lots of threes, okay? But 4, 44, 10, and 11, okay? Strong on the 44. But this, I'm going to read this card because I think it really summarizes what Spirit overall is saying. It says, make peace with your past. Acknowledge any experience of abandonment while releasing the fear of not being supported in the future. Trust that you belong and that your life has value and purpose. Your connection with the Earth Goddess runs deep. She will support you in all ways, and as you relax, you will recognize this most readily. Allow the Divine Mother to be your friend and guide, while trusting that all additional allies will arrive at the right moment. Earth Mother has her own sense of timing, and you are not forgotten. Have faith in yourself and in her. And the fact that I also had got nature spirits, like you're heavily supported, because we got nature spirits here, but we also got the winged wise ones, okay? We also got the well watcher, which also talks about divine support. And then the fire prince is also about celestial support, okay? And someone kind of lighting your fire, okay? You are so heavily protected, and you have aligned with basically your divine mission. And it is to be a curse breaker. So there may be a lot of loss, This divine masculine has been in their head, and how they process emotions typically is in the head versus the release, the surrendering of the feelings, because there is there's a lot of mental overload. There's a denial even of feelings, and so maybe the continents looks whatever put together, but internally there's a lot of emotions going on, and Spirit's encouraging you, like, create a safe space for yourself. Slow down, take the space, and choose healing. Choose to heal. And that may look like having boundaries, creating boundaries from like negative fucking people, negative energy, whatever external influences, whatever you used to do to numb out, whatever may keep you, in this mental loop where you are fearful around change. Okay, especially if you're thinking like, I don't know if this is going to pay off. I've made wrong decisions. I've invested in some shit that, Spirit is like, this is not that. This is not that. This new beginning is like Garden of Eden type of new beginning, and you likely have been getting so much information, so many downloads. No, that is Spirit coming through. That has been illuminating your awakening. Whatever moment that you had here recently that triggered your awakening and the downloads that have subsequently been coming, that have been enlightening you to what's been going on around you, this is all divinely appointed. And understand that you're being given plans, you're being given ideas, you're being greenlit on certain things because that's your divine plan. And that this transition, like things is moving on and they moving up. And a way is being cleared. And it may not look or feel like that. You may feel like you're in a position of punishment. But this is course correction. This is like the bitter tonic that is clearing all the bullshit out. That's going to actually allow you to fulfill your contract. Because there is a covenant. There's a covenant that you either, predestined with or have come under recently, and understanding that you have a covenant to now move as the light of the world. Okay? As part of the light tribe. And any of your former associates who are trying to create a roadblock, bitch, they finna be moved around. They are going to be held up. The cosmic forces, you can't. It's annoying, really. So there's a need to know, not only are you worthy, it's happening. This has always been the plan. And anybody that's trying to stop and to stand in your way, stand in the way of you fulfilling this destiny that you have aligned with, that you are worthy of. Spirit just keeps saying that you have aligned with and that you are worthy of. Any hardships will be removed. And you don't have to. You don't have to worry. You're supported, even if there are things that you were being asked to do that now you're kind of like, well, how am I supposed to feel about who I am and what I used to do? Spirit says, this awakening it's like you've been purified, and you've likely already been doing the work to purify internally. That's now the universe has been compelled to now make your reality, okay, your manifest reality, reflect who you are internally. Okay? So the bad vibes are gone. And so now, though, and this is going to be something that I know I'm going to be exploring. I have so much that I can't wait to share. But that's not the point here. This shadow side, Spirit is encouraging you to jump in on your shadow side. This is the thing a lot of people are about to learn. Like, really, it's about being able to operate in both, or being able to operate. I'm gonna just say this. This divine masculine is being authorized by the Most High to operate in their shadow, to seize their moment, okay? And not to avoid their shadow, but to embrace their darkness and align it with what it is that they are manifesting right now. And that the universe is literally supporting, okay? And it's like I feel like there's something that's going to happen that is going to vindicate you. Literally, maybe, I feel like in the spiritual court of law, but also maybe like the literal court of law. There may be something, I'm thinking maybe somebody's transition, and it's going to be something that provides you with unexpected income, maybe even some property. But whatever it does, it changes your ability to do some things. And I do think in the spiritual realm, it's also vindicating you, karmically speaking, and moving you into a place of high honor. So again, but not so you can now be somebody you're not. It's like, no, tap into that shadow side and use that in order to align with the agenda of this what I want to say, this consciousness event. I'll just say that you are a part of. So, everyone that may struggle with more of the left-handed work, we're going to be made aware about like how that that's going to be integrated in how we bring balance. And so people who know how to work in the left hand are going to be activated to work on behalf of those of us that say, divine feminine, divine masculine, that's going to have different forms of expression. There's a lot more nuance that I don't think is currently being discussed, but I don't want to get into that too much, but I do feel like it's relevant to this because this person, this divine masculine, works in left hand, maybe in secret, and that it has a lot to do with a lot of the loss that's coming through, but it also has to do with a lot of the wins that are coming through. Okay, it's the hidden blessing because it's all about extracting the wisdom, which also will include what it is you know how to do, but aligning that with higher truth and higher expressions. So Spirit is saying when you get into your head where you start to feel, like I said, maybe survivor's remorse, start to question your worthiness, your ability to see things through, don't do that. It also says that, I also got this card, and then I'm going to finish this. Your path is aligned with cosmic power and purpose. Circumstances are being modulated by the patient, persistent wisdom of the universe. A rare intersection of heaven and earth will result in a precious manifestation of grace. What you have been working towards will come to fruition in a divinely aligned way. Remain steady, yet adaptable, willing to move with the creative cosmic current. The divine is correcting a situation that is in need of subtle realignment. Fear not. This is a significant time in your journey, and you are profoundly protected. Embrace change as a spiritual gift, evoking relief and realization. I mean, and this is saying a rare intersection of heaven and earth. These aren't normal times. So not only are you worthy, Spirit is saying just trust and know that more answers are coming. I feel like probably with everybody, we're getting like bits of things revealed to us in layers and levels. Remember, this is on divine timing. And the divine is establishing what goes where at what time and when things get activated. And it's like setting up the dominoes just so, right? So there's a need to trust that process and understand, like, you're being called to be in stillness in a way that is showing your commitment, because that's being tested. Your inner strength in this situation is definitely being tested. Okay? But that's how we know when we're ready, because we passed the test. So the practical encouragement here is, after you, and I hope I've said enough for whoever this message is for to understand that they are moving on a divine. It's like this is a rescue mission for you. First, you are being rescued in order to then do the work that frees everybody else, type of thing. And you may have at one time you may have things in your past that you're not very proud of. And there may be things that are going on where there's been a breakdown in your circumstances that seems like just, I mean, insurmountable loss and severe punishment. But with a different perspective, and just when you can hold space for the radical truth of things and balance out the emotional parts by releasing, okay, holding an honest look at what you're feeling, and then like what that's attached to. Are these things where it's like you're not looking at the full picture with honesty? Are you attached to things that actually were harmful to you, that got you wrapped up in some things that that ended up really cutting you off, that you were meant to transcend, to grow, to correct? There's a need to be to hold honesty in those moments which are natural when we want to contract, you know what I'm saying, when we want to contract, retract, whatever it is, when you want to just kind of go back to what feels safe or familiar, or when you just start to question it again. That's attached to that survivor's remorse. But Spirit's like, don't allow yourself don't allow your mind to take you there. Got this card. And the ancestral medicine for this card says, you are not being punished, although it sure feels like it. Wait. Take a moment to reflect. This is a luxury that many of your predecessors did not have. There's a need to surrender, to trust in divine timing, to understand that you, for whatever reasons, are indeed someone that is being cosmically supported to bring in, to manifest something very important, something very divinely like literally the universe is being compelled to support you through your ascension, essentially, so that you can honor this contract. Okay. And there's in whatever this contract is, really only you and spirit know. So there's not going to be anybody that can tell you what it is you need to do. Maybe you have a couple of confidants. You're probably going to have to build that, because there probably was a lot of moving, clearing. And you are being encouraged to start to be open to friendship. But just use your discernment with that. But for right now, there's a bit of clarity that really exists within you, that you kind of have to use that to be the thing that helps you be confident, right? Sort of the fake it till you make it. And just trusting that the signs and the synchronicities and all the things come together, and, you know, recognize when you're seeing what you need to see and then move accordingly. So final pieces of advice, you're being encouraged to create sanctuary spaces. So if you're needing to create some boundaries from people, places, things, whatever, do what you need to do to create a safe space so that you can connect with your ancestors, connect with spirit. Nature is going to always help in that process, but there's a need to slow down. Okay, literally just change your rhythm. Slow down and make things about yourself, because there's a major transformation that you're undergoing, and what would be where you're headed on the other side is going to be something that is auspicious for more than just you. But right now you need to focus on you. And so there are things that may try to pull at your energy and have you constantly, you know, swamped by responsibilities and doing all this multitasking. You're going to have to cut some things in order to create space for yourself and to choose healing, which is just doing things that make you feel good. And then if things are coming up, allowing yourself to be able to express that and then get back centered, giving yourself the compassion. You're probably seeking compassion. Give yourself the compassion that you're seeking, because you're going to have to be your own champion right now. Well, you're never by yourself, but this is to facilitate a very intimate connection with spirit, with your spirit team that does not have the external influences or the religiosity or whatever that used to inform your spiritual practice. This is something where now you're in self-development mode. Okay? Own the aspects of your healing journey that you can control. Spend energy where you have agency. It's very important, okay? Fostering friendships, like I said, Spirit is saying to schedule a video chat with a longtime friend, make a hangout date with a local friend, or take a trip to visit a faraway place. But just getting to a place where you can have some healthy connections. New unfamiliar faces can be old friends just waiting to be discovered. So really, you know, leaning into this person that you're becoming, and as you feel more comfortable in that and you can express that authentically, then, you know, beginning to resonate with people with who you are, and you know what I mean? Be gentle with yourself. Okay? Like I said, seek out things that help you feel good. People, places, books, music, movies, whatever is nurturing, whatever helps you to move into a place of zen. This is all about supporting your more feminine qualities, right? So that means moving out of the logical, moving out of your head, letting your feelings be expressed if need be, and then not, you know, staying in that, moving into a place where now it's like, okay, let me get myself back together, you know, keeping the eye on the prize, so to speak, and open up your throat chakra. You may need to communicate some things. Having a good talk with someone who can help counsel you through these emotions that you're repressing may be good. Having a good laugh also, you know, sharing memories that are positive, that create warmth in you, may be important, as well as not censoring yourself. You know, there may be some things that it's like you just have to keep it real about what you're going through and who you are now and how you're moving. That may also be something that you're needing to get out there. But yeah, whatever signs that you may be getting about this opportunity that's on the horizon, that's likely going to, oh, this is the other part that I forgot to mention. This person, this masculine, is going to come into some wealth that's going to be sudden. I don't know if I said that or not. That is likely going to, you're going to feel conflicted about. right? But don't. Literally, Spirit is setting it all up, clearing the path. Like I said, if there are any individuals who are trying to keep things stalled out, keep you in your head, or pull you back into old things, they're finna get handled or have already been handled. And that this sudden wealth, this great fortune is all about, you know, moving forward in your journey. Okay? Really to move into the position of the magician, for real, for real. This is a new start where you get to exercise autonomy in a way where you're better informed and informed from a higher perspective. But this covenant, whatever this covenant is, Spirit has informed you on this covenant. And there's a need to just allow for the dust to settle. Know that things are not, they're in transition, but things are being cleared. So that you can persevere. This will be a success that's hard earned and well earned. And it's attached to a bigger mission. Yeah, so anyway, I hope that message resonates with whoever it's for. Yeah, just be encouraged. Spirit is with you. And release your past so that you can open up to your future. Ashe.